Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to completely dismantle the way you've been taught to study since, well, childhood. We've all heard the exact same advice growing up. If you want better grades, you just need to put in more hours. But think about it. If that were actually true, every single student grinding away at their desk all night would be at the absolute top of their class. Science, however, tells a completely different story. Today, we're breaking down 7 science-based study habits that actually work. So, let's look at the biggest myth we've all been sold, that simply grinding for 10 to 12 hours automatically equals good grades. Every year, we see thousands of students putting in massive amounts of effort, only to be totally disappointed by their results. But then, you always have those few peers who seem to study less but effortlessly ace their exams. Do they have some kind of photographic memory, a higher IQ, a secret trick? Not at all. The crucial difference between ultimate frustration and top-tier performance isn't about IQ or raw effort at all. It's entirely about having a system. The hard worker blindly pushes through exhaustion, passively reading textbooks, and relying purely on willpower. The system thinker, on the other hand, they understand how their brain is biologically wired to learn, and they design their entire process around it. To help you become a system thinker, we're going to break down these 7 habits across a 5-part master system. First, the illusion of hard work. Second, the setup. Third, the action. Fourth, the retention. And finally, the evolution. Let's jump right into phase 1, the illusion of hard work, where we break the myth of time. The very first step in transforming how you study is changing how you view your own mind. Listen, your brain is not a computer hard drive. You can't just click save on a textbook chapter. It's actually a filter. Every single day, it encounters thousands of inputs and, frankly, throws almost all of it out. If you don't actively signal to your brain that something is important, all that passive reading is basically wasted energy. It just evaporates. Moving on to phase 2, the setup, engineering your environment and focus. Before you even crack open a book, you've got to master habit 5, designing your environment. Rule number 1, keep that phone completely out of sight. Why? Because even having it in your peripheral vision literally drains your brain's energy. Your brain is burning subconscious fuel just trying to ignore it. Also, use your desk exclusively for studying and clear away all the clutter. If your desk is where you eat, game, and watch TV, your brain just gets confused. You need a dedicated, clean space that instantly triggers a focused state of mind. This hits on a massive principle in behavioral psychology. Environment is stronger than motivation. You absolutely cannot rely on willpower to fight off social media. If you have to choose between scrolling your feed and reading a difficult chapter, motivation is going to lose eventually. You have to proactively design a space where making the right choice is just automatic. Once your environment is locked in, we hit habit 3, deep focus. Thinking you're going to study for 4 straight hours is terrifying. It creates mental exhaustion before you even start. So instead, use the Pomodoro technique. Just 25 minutes of deep, uninterrupted focus, followed by 5 minutes of active rest. Anyone can do 25 minutes, right? And that 5 minutes of rest means stretching or looking out a window, not doom scrolling, to actually recharge your brain. Okay, phase 3, the action, active learning and real understanding. This is where we actually process the material using habit 1, active recall. This is the practice of closing the book and actively forcing your brain to retrieve information without any hints. A lot of us just reread notes over and over, mistaking familiarity for mastery. But in the exam, the textbook isn't there. You have to generate the answer from scratch. And it turns out that exact struggle of pulling facts out of a blank brain is what builds strong neural connections. Think about it like this. Just watching a cricket match does not make you a player. Passive reading is just sitting in the audience. You might understand the rules, but you can't play the sport. Active recall is getting on the field and playing the game of learning. You have to force your brain to search for the answer, find the gap, and correct it. Which leads us perfectly into habit 4, the Feynman Technique. This tackles the illusion of competence. You might nod along in class and think you know a topic, but knowing the name of a concept and truly understanding it are entirely different things. The Feynman Technique is proving your understanding by explaining a complex topic in simple language, as if you were talking to a 10-year-old child. Richard Feynman hit the nail on the head. If you can't teach it to a 10-year-old, you don't truly understand it. Take just 2 minutes to act as a teacher and explain a concept out loud without using any complex jargon. If you start stuttering or if you have to peek back at your notes, boom, that is exactly where your understanding is weak. It instantly reveals the gaps in your memories so you can fix them.
Next up, phase 4, the retention, hacking your long-term memory.
You've done the hard work of learning it. Now we have to make sure it actually stays in your brain, using habit 2, spaced repetition. Remember earlier when we said the brain is a filter? If you only review a chapter once, your brain assumes it's useless and deletes it. But when you actively recall it at specific intervals, say day 1, day 2, day 4, and week 2, you are literally tricking your brain into realizing, hey, this is crucial information. We need to save this permanently. This is exactly why cramming the night before totally fails. Memory is like a houseplant. If you dump 20 buckets of water on a plant in one single day, you'll just drown it. It needs a little bit of water over a sustained period to grow deep, strong roots. Your brain is no different. It needs those spaced-out reminders to build lasting retention. And speaking of letting things grow and consolidate, 7 to 8, those are the exact hours of sleep you absolutely need every single night. This brings us to habit 6, which is easily the most underrated study hack in the world. And honestly, it requires zero active effort. Sleep is quite literally your brain's save button. When you're in deep sleep, your brain is actively sorting through everything you learned that day, tossing out the noise, and cementing the important facts into your long-term memory. Staying up all night studying is actually counterproductive because you are skipping the biological process that literally saves the data to your hard drive. Skip sleep and you skip the save button.
And finally, phase 5, the evolution. Review, reflect, and refine. You have the tools now, but a top-tier student never just sets a routine and forgets it. Enter habit 7, metacognition. By taking just 10 minutes every week to ask yourself 3 questions: what crucial thing did I learn? Where did I waste my time? And what one thing will I improve next week? You shift from blindly working hard to strategically working smart. It forces you to be brutally honest about your slip-ups so you can course correct.
Because real improvement doesn't just come from practice. It comes from practice plus consistent feedback. Top-performing students act exactly like elite athletes reviewing game tape. They are constantly refining their approach week over week. If you study for hours but never step back to see if your methods are actually working, you're just stuck on a hamster wheel of wasted effort. So, here we are. You now have the exact system used by the world's most successful learners. But knowledge is absolutely useless without action. So, which of these 7 habits are you going to start today? Master active recall, or fix your environment, or just commit to one single 25-minute Pomodoro sprint? The science is proven, the system is right in front of you. Will you keep relying on the illusion of hard work, or are you ready to finally study smart?